Hello everyone, this is Griffin G-Dog, and I've got some client games. Now, pardon my low rank right now, I haven't been playing too much on client in the past few metas, but, we'll try to climb to master this season. But we're starting with an oldie, but a goodie. I took this deck to locals the other day, and I did pretty well. X1, obviously, I love this deck. It's the deck I took to Nets. I wanted to try and put some of the key stuff into it as a way to revitalize it, a way to give it something new. And I think I achieved that. I think I gave it some new avenues that it didn't have before. Now, I don't showcase them as well as I could be today, but in person, I managed to use the new 5-cost Gohans and the new Double Strike one, where these two games are a little bit more Orange Piccolo-y, but this deck still has legs in this meta, so let's look at these games. So first off, I play into Gogeta GT. Now, I've found that Orange Piccolo kind of just has a really good matchup into Gogeta GT. I've felt pretty good about each of my games. And here's how this goes, It starts off pretty typical from both of us, I have my pans for turn 1. I have at least Gohan ramp in hand, so it's not dire. It's not the best hand I've ever had, but it's not like dire situations. It gets better. The first few turns are pretty cookie cutter. There are some times where I think my opponent makes some misplays that could have possibly led him to victory. But, this is just for fun. Turn 2, I didn't have anything specific. I just used the new Special Beam Cannon as a 2-drop draw card, just for redundancy, Got some card draw. And now that I drew the 3-cost Gamma, I'm more than comfortable to use my cantrips on board to protect my face. Like, I don't need to take any damage. I have my 3, I have my 4, and I have my 8 now. So I'm very comfortable with where I'm sitting with this hand. Now, he sort of takes the life really early. He kind of didn't have anything on turn 2 and 3, but eventually, or he didn't really have anything turn 2, but I guess it's turn 4 with marker. He goes and plays this Vegeta. He doesn't swing with it. He doesn't want to give me the cards, but I don't mind that, because that gives me time to keep setting up the wall, I just, use the cantrip for combo power, because, I don't mind taking the hits now. I don't think he's going to deal enough hits to me that I have to worry about it on my next turn, even if he does have multiple giant Vegetas. He pinnacles the Gohan, which is a little funny because it's not reducing anything. But he's got double Vegeta out, which means his turns are very energy efficient, but of note, he charged the other 2, which is interesting. But it gives him some very energy efficient plays here. But he doesn't really capitalize on it as well as he could have. He puts me down to 4. He does kill my Gohan, which is good. I don't get the redirect once I flip over or anything. But only has the one final swing. Something he does there, he swings with this Gohan. He probably shouldn't have. He should have left it up so it was harder to remove for comboing, or for drawing more cards each turn. I'm running the new promo. I'm at 2 and 2 for the 5-cost promo and main set Gohan, just because I don't have the promo yet. I think it's better just for 10k combo. Hey, leaves Gohan rested, so I just swing at it a bunch, and he decides to save the 50, which is interesting. I don't think it's the best play he could have made, but it's the play he made, so, Yeah, like I said, this game's a little bit more Piccolo-y, where, Gohan into Pans and Hercules for, card advantage and defense kind of thing. And early on, I decide to block this first hit because I kind of don't... The Vegeta is so big, I don't want to spend more cards on blocking it, and I know he has more. He has, this Goku. So I'm anticipating taking at least one of these hits. But he uses the key first, so he has so he has a massive swing on the Goku. He should have probably swung with the Vegeta before doing that. because now I can combo out of it. Yeah, it only took me one card, where he could have swung 55 and then did the Goku go massive explosion and try to kill me. And then he plays this 2-drop Trunks without an energy marker on board, which is choice. I'm sitting here in an interesting spot with my hand. I don't make the game quick or anything. I very much play the long game. You know, Gohan every turn, swing at his board, remove their value pieces, and then eventually he has 4 cards in hand that I can kind of just hit him in the face a bunch. But it's funny that Vegeta ended up below 5, so I was able to stun it. And draw a card with Special Beam. It's a cool card. It's interesting in the Piccolo shell, just as a kind of a bad cantrip, but you get a key out of it for if you go into your 5 and 8. Now I'm only on 2 of the new Double Striker. That could change. I might go to 3 of that. Maybe knock Special Beam from 4 to 3, because I feel like 4 copies of this is a lot. I could cut down one of those and have an additional 8-cost beast. He is my 8-cost, which is a little rude, but it's not so bad. Yeah, once there's 2 beasts on board for a turn, the game's kind of just over. And again, I kind of just go for more value plays. Discard the dead cards, draw live ones, just pick up more cards from drop with Hercule. You know, I was wondering, what do I cut to include the key stuff? And Hercule was one of the things I was like, do I cut this card? And then I think about Special Beam Cannon is a 1-drop Earthling. So no, you don't cut Hercule at all, actually. He plays this Goku, which is actually really good for him. Now, this is a weird play here. I know he can't gain enough cards in hand to kill me on this turn. Or even next turn, most likely. So I decide to block the 30 to either encourage him to combo up, which he shouldn't. He should just let it ride out. And then I plan to just take the Goku hit. So then I'll have 2 life, and then I can go for lethal on my turn where he's at 3. I have a double strike Gohan in hand. He goes for my other Gohan, and he goes to 90. I'm good to let it go. He doesn't have enough cards in hand really to stop me. And then he swings this Gohan. I'm like, dude, you're just giving me cards for your downfall here. No, he takes this first beast hit. And then I would have gone into the new 8-cost after playing, you know, Pan, Cantrip, gain some key, play the 5-cost, play the double strike, but he disconnected and made me wait. So I didn't get to do that. But it's a very powerful finisher. You know, but yeah. Into the next game. So in this game, we face against the big, bad, blue-haired Gogeta BR. This matchup's really scary because if they get a really early aggressive curve, it's very rough for a slow green deck to win. But they need to hit that curve. Now, I keep kind of a weird hand. It has the 3 and the 4, and maybe it's my old Piccolo days showing, but I really, really keep a hand if I have the 3 and the 4, even if I don't have a follow-up. But I draw a 2-cost Gamma, which is really nice because I can set up the drop a little bit for the 4-cost Gohan and draw some 10Ks. This deck is full of 10Ks with the promo in it. This is interesting. He early fuses into the Fat Veku, and Vegeta is twice for Awakens, which is really, really aggressive awakening for him. But because of that, he's able to kill my combo power, which is kind of annoying. I would have used it on this swing, probably. So that was a good play from him. Yeah, swing at the arrested guy, just take it out. Don't let it stay. I do my normal Piccolo thing where I 3-drop, ramp, and pass. Now, some people say it's a little slow for this format. Maybe. Maybe it is, but it still feels really good to have 8 energy on turn 8, even... So, the biggest reason why I like this new stuff is if early you're playing the Ki gaining stuff, and you only ramp one of the 2 times, and you gain Ki the other times, you should, on like 7 energy, you might have 2 Ki, you can Special Beam, or Gamma for a third, play the 5-cost Gohan, and then go into an 8 on 7 energy. It's very flexible. Now, he goes into the dual attack here, and just... I'm not gonna bother blocking 45 on an unawakened leader. I'm just gonna take the donks, you know? Now, it gets a little dicey here. I am only on my second ramp turn, and I don't have a 1-drop in hand to play. This game was very weird. I'm missing pans. Fully. I am missing my pans, and that's a problem. But look, I have my 4 Beast Gohan. Nah. But yeah, missing my pans is a huge problem because it's a lot of card draw that I'm not getting, and I'm looping. I have all my Hercules, I have Krillins, I have a Special Beam in rotation. I'm just missing my card draw. And that makes this matchup a lot harder than it needed to be. I have to block a lot of hits coming this turn. I go ahead and, you know, let the 4-cost Gohan die. And it's rough. Now this is an interesting play here. I expected him to use the marker and go into another dual attack, but when they're buffed, the Veku also gets the power buff and just swings for 20, which was really funny. But he saves the marker, which honestly is really good for me. I was expecting another dual attack, which would have made this game a lot harder. But he doesn't, so I am able to remove his guy, you know. And now we're at the point where we're going guy for guy on the removal, you know. After that, I start gaining some Ki, because I hadn't up to this point, and putting some cards in hand. And again, this is one of those moments. I am leaving an energy up. I don't have a pan or a useful 1-drop, because he's never leaving anything on board for me to stun with Krillin. And the only other option is Pan or the Android... I have 2 of the Android 18 cantrip in here, and she's not in my hand either. You know, of course, this guy just has it, it seems. Goes into SCR. Now, this is a very interesting play. I was not expecting this Shin for that extra -10. That is a fantastic tech into Big Green, having a couple of that to remove Beast Gohan with leader ability, and I'm just forced to take the 50 from the SCR this turn. There's nothing. I can't combo out of it. There's nothing I can do other than just play more beasts on following turns and hope for the best. I got a 5-cost Gohan in hand, so that sort of gives me the possibility to go into that line if I want. That's why I want the promo one, because it's 10k. I don't have to be dedicated to that line. I can play the traditional Orange Piccolo package without feeling too rough about it. I actually discard it there. Like, with what I have in hand, this is traditional Orange Piccolo plus a Special Beam Cannon. I'm not doing anything crazy. Special Beam Cannon is just a cantrip for me at this point. Because I don't have any pans. Special Beam is my cantrip that I get back with Hercule sometimes, because I don't have pans in this in rotation right now. It's brutal. Now this is interesting. He flashes the dual attack Gogeta, but with 2 energy open, I wonder what he would evolve into. Now, this is an interesting... Let's talk about what just happened here. Why did I block this hit and not the obvious 50k FCR? I'm at 2 life, and I do not have enough combo in hand to combo out of what he has. If I let this attack go through, he could dump on it and tax my hand greatly. If he does, then he can just win on the next turn because he has the resources to, where I might not. I might not have the finish power. But he plays the SCR after this, and then he's left with the choice. Swing at the Beast Gohan or swing at my life, leave me at 1 life. He'll be out of energy if he plays the SCR, so he can't also kill the Beast. So that is why I blocked that hit there, so that he can't force more cards out of my hand for my next turn. And whatever he swings at with the SCR, you know, either my life or the Beast ends up just going. I don't save it. he chooses the beast and combos up on it, which I agree with swinging at the beast. I don't agree with comboing at it. I was going to let it go regardless in that situation. Now, of course, I had all 4 beasts, and finally, I found a pan. Look at her cute face. Found her. First one I've seen. Also, in this guy's final hand, he just has all 4 supers, I'm pretty sure. And so it makes it really annoying to go for the kill on this turn. I'm here like, what do I do with this? Like, with Hercule, I just grab back 10Ks and I'm like, alright, I got this. And he throws, was that 4th super? I think that is literally all 4 supers on that turn. Like, look at him. So that leaves me, it's like, okay, he has 1 card in hand. Can I win here? Yes, I can. Swinging at Hercule, go to 30. The card in hand can't be more than 30. Play the pan, grab a 10K, and just dump. This was a very close game, and there were only a couple moments where my opponent maybe could have played something different, but overall it was a really good match. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy the commentary over these as opposed to just the empty gameplay. Sometimes I'm feeling a little lazy, I'm sorry. Touch the buttons at the bottom of the video.